Because if you came up with the picture of an annoying, insufferable white woman, it would be Meghan Markle. If you came up with an out-of-touch, suburban white woman, it would be Meghan Markle.
I actually did recently get married. He's an Englishman. This is why I'm here. Yeah, I just followed my inspiration, Meghan Markle.
Jamie, boy, this is why people love my Netflix show, because it's real. This is my real life. Meghan, it's not your house that we're filming, it's my real life.
Of people, and you have to be prepared for that backlash. You can't say I've done things that upset people, but it's nothing to do with what I've done. It's purely because of my skin color.
It is.
This is so amazing. I can't believe it. You're so brave and strong. Yes, I am, child. But I'm not nearly as brave and strong as Meghan Markle. Who's that?
She got some good. She got her man to leave the castle. Yeah, a lot of you women can't get your man to stop liking bitches' pictures on Instagram.
Here, and this is not an attack per se on Meghan Markle and her autistic husband.
So Tim Dillon just took Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, tossed them into his comedy blender, and served up the most savage smoothie on live TV. And oh boy, he didn't hold back. You know, Tim, he's not here to kiss royal rings or play polite. He's here to torch, and Meghan was the main course.
Happens, and every time it's a Meghan Markle, and every time she moves into the castle, and every time she gets offended, and every time she leaves, and every time they go, well, maybe good for her, what's she gonna do now? And then every time she gets to deal with Spotify and Netflix, and then every time she makes a bunch of bullshit.
Tim Dillon opens his roast tearing into Meghan for being so self-centered that nothing else exists outside her royal world. No matter what chaos is happening around, she only cares about what she's doing, how she looks, and how she can turn it into her next headline. He hammers the point with biting sarcasm, making it clear that in Meghan's world, she cared about herself and her own doings.
And in the middle of all this psychopath will not stop. She will not stop. She doesn't care what happens. If the aliens land, if China launches, if Russia drops the big one in Ukraine, it won't matter to this bitch. She doesn't care. Play it again.
Reminder that with all the noise or whatever people do, there's still a whole life, a real, authentic, fun life that's happening behind the scenes. I'm just grateful that now.
And Tim Dillon didn't stop there. He went all the way, dragging Meghan for pretending she had no clue about showing basic courtesy to the Queen. Dillon delivered it in his signature style, ripping apart her excuse so brutally that it left Meghan looking nothing but shameful.
Driving up and he said, you know how to curtsy, right? And I just thought it was a joke.
Bitch, what do you mean? You thought it was a joke? She's the Queen of fucking England. This is when you start to realize something is off. Something is wrong. Something doesn't feel right.
Are you kidding us? It's called basic manners, Meghan. Everyone in this world knows who the Queen is, and you live in the same world as the rest of us. You can't play dumb on this one.
Like I curtsied as though I was like, pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. Like, was that okay?
Questions. You're really fucking annoying me today.
What came next was even more savage. Dillon shifted gears and went after Meghan's American River Orchids, or now her rebrand name, as ever.
So acting's over, Hollywood's collapsing, LA, it's all done. It's just, this knows what will never be done is women walking into Target and buying a plate from American Riviera Orchard.
With razor-sharp sarcasm, he pointed out the absurdity of her crying about how Americans would never accept her because she's black, only to turn around and launch a brand aimed at selling to those very same people. Dillon exposed her contradiction with zero mercy.
And all of the woke retards followed Meghan Markle and they said, she's our black queen, she's being I am going to Target and I'm getting some American Riviera Orchard from Meghan Markle because they were racist to her. They were so racist to her. And then so this is all this all she's ever wanted to do.
Then comes Simon Broadkin in the game of roasting the royally screwed royals, tearing into their so-called secret code M and H from their royal love story book. In pure brutal fashion, Broadkin rips it apart, exposing it as nothing more than a cringe attempt to brand their romance and keep themselves in the headlines.
But now I've actually heard their side of the story, I fucking hate them. They started off and they're making interesting points about racism and misogyny. Then they start calling each other H and M, and I just thought, oh, do fuck off.
He flips the whole thing on its head, mocking how this dramatic code they parade around as something sacred sounds more like a bargain store sign than a symbol of love.
Let me quote you here. Me and M pulled the pin on a fun grenade. I actually started rooting for Prince Andrew. If you haven't seen the documentary, lucky you.
He didn't stop there. Broadkin went all in, roasting them for never stopping their complaining and whining about everything. Then he took a jab at Harry, saying the moment he met Meghan, he completely flipped his personality, turning from a prince people liked into someone hardly anyone can stand. The crowd roared as Broadkin tore through them with simple, savage truth.
Ginger Royal meets fit American actress. She then discovers that everything is so unfair. He then discovers that racism is actually a bad thing. And then they moan about everything.
And it's not just them. Even big comedians like Ricky Gervais have taken shots at Harry. So when he speaks, it cuts deep. In his usual no-filter style, he cracks jokes about Harry doing random gigs while living off his royal title, making the whole thing sound pathetic. The way Ricky delivers it, cold, blunt, and hilarious, leaves no room for Harry to hide.
I know. Once at a gig, I think it was Hamilton Apollo, at the back was Harry and William, Madonna, and Paul McCartney. Not one of them paid.
He proves it too. When an OG like Ricky Gervais speaks, it hits hard. Ricky doesn't sugarcoat, and that's exactly why his words land like a knockout. In the best humorous way possible, Tim Dillon back on the game, roasting Meghan with his razor-sharp sarcasm that has everyone laughing like crazy. He rips into Meghan's Netflix show, mocking it as a slow-motion commercial for her own ego. The way he stitches every scandal into a joke is pure genius, proving why his comedy isn't just funny, it's a full-blown masterclass in roasting.
We wanted to remind you of home. I don't know where my autistic husband is. He doesn't know where he is. He's not allowed to see his family. I destroyed a monarchy so we could have a little dish, and you just take the cherry tomatoes, put them in a pan with a little garlic, and it's a family that's been around for centuries, and I destroyed it.
And he goes on in the same style, ripping into how Meghan acts like she's doing some Diana cosplay. The way he frames it, it's hilarious, like she's out there screaming through her actions. I'm not Meghan anymore, I'm Diana now. And honestly, that's me saying this, not Dillon, but the way he builds the joke makes you see exactly what he's hinting at.
Father's not dead, but his mother is dead. His grandmother is dead because she couldn't bear to see what was happening. I also staged a chase in New York City like the one his mother had, and I've actually worn sweatshirts that his mother wore. I'm a deeply sick person, and it's just about kind of whipping up a cake, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
And that's how you roll into a roast like Dillon, pure epic. Now he perfectly called out her victimhood, wrapping it in sharp humor that hit right where it hurts. Someone had to say it. Someone had to show what's really behind all that whining. And who better to do it than the roasting master himself?
So victimhood, it makes me laugh. And when someone is clearly not a victim, and I think living in a castle, being part of a royal family, would make you not a victim.
Yes.
And
Hold on, there's more fire coming. Dillon is still loading up to drag the celebrity cheerleaders and the tabloids that fuel Meghan's never-ending saga.
and then leaving and flying to America to stay in the home of a big celebrity, and it's a beautiful home. They make me laugh. I mean, I like them. I hope they don't go away. I hope they keep doing this. I hope they keep behaving shamefully. It's great for the tabloids. It's great for us. We keep doing it. Keep simulating car chases, simulate terrorist attacks, whatever they want to do that keeps them in the news. I'm all for it.
Comedians like Jimmy Carr couldn't hold back after hearing about celebrities jumping into Harry's drama. He quickly pointed out that the whole mess isn't royal at all. It's a full-blown Kardashian-level opera.
Prince William or Prince Harry, well, the royal family, right, if you can imagine, they're like our Kardashians. Prince Harry is very much our Kanye. He occasionally dresses as a Nazi, and he fucked up.
Well, that unexpected moment of Harry dressed up as a Nazi had everyone rolling. He truly messed up big time. And comedians? They're loving it, dragging him non-stop and making his blunder even more obvious with every joke they crack.
That he is a victim of his own stupidity, and I mean that, and I'm saying it heartfelt, just so you know. That is the best case scenario, is that Harry is a victim of his own stupidity.
This time, Tim Dillon takes on a serious note, pointing out that Meghan has no real friends, and for a reason. She doesn't like having friends because, in her world, it's always her first, and everyone else is just a prop. Whether it's her own family, Harry's family, his so-called friends, or even her kids, they all seem to play supporting roles in her story. Dillon doesn't miss a beat in portraying Meghan's reality as self-serving, exposing it with the perfect mix of sharp truth and biting humor.
Friends are not part of her overall goal. She has connections. She has people whose necks she can step on to get to the next level. She does not have friends. She does not care about other human beings. She only wants...
Then he goes on to explain why others also seem to avoid being friends with her, because her behavior towards people exposes her narcissistic side. Dillon lays it out brutally.
There are no friends. She wouldn't know what a friend was. Everyone is fearful of her. Everyone is cagey around her. She doesn't know what's going to happen. And what's interesting about her is the thing that launched her, which was this like crazy era of like identity politics run rampant, she actually brilliantly destroys in her show.
The way she shuts down Mendy in the show says everything about how she treats other people. That moment alone proves comedians aren't just making up jokes for laughs. They're calling out the reality everyone else tries to ignore. Dillon hilariously points out how Meghan looks at other people like they're animals stuck in the mud, beneath her, dirty, and only there to make her shine. The way he delivers it, every laugh feels like another crack at her ego, roasting her image to the core.
You could tell when you watch the show, she thinks people we're all animals. Yeah. And that's her view. She just thinks we're all monsters and we're all just kind of pigs in the mud, and that she's helping us with jam and honey.
Adding to the fire, Dillon teams up in spirit with voices like Megyn Kelly, who has also torn into Meghan for her behavior behind the scenes. Together, their takes paint a brutal picture. Dillon with his biting humor and Kelly with her sharp commentary both call out how Meghan's bullying of her staff isn't just gossip, it's a pattern.
She's kept up at night because half the staff quit.
That's right.
They quit.
On any given day, she's got half staff.
On any given day, the staff will quit because she just, launches into a tirade, and for whatever reason, they feel unsafe.
She's been accused multiple times of being a bullying abuser.
Very well said. She probably has to stay up at night auditing every possible lawsuit, because with her behavior, anything could pop up at any time. Dillon twists this into comedy gold, joking how Meghan must sleep with one eye open, not out of fear of paparazzi, but worried about the next staff member ready to spill the tea.
Well, she's throwing honey at people's heads and stuff. So she's kept up at night wondering about what lawsuits will trickle in because of the abusive behavior towards the staff.
You're like, didn't that soundbite just hit so many of the leftist boxes? Like, are they biodegradable?
Yes.
To top it off, even random comedians jump in, roasting her for marrying an Englishman, and how that once fairy tale image has flipped into something everyone loves to hate. Each joke lands harder than the last, turning it into a real ouch moment for Meghan while the audience bursts out laughing.
Yeah, I just followed my inspiration, Meghan Markle. I also just really wanted to know what it would feel like for an entire country to hate me. I brought him to the US first just to see how he would like it. I brought him on the 4th of July so that when we were fucking, I could say the British are coming.
People just can't hold themselves back when it comes to comedy gold like Meghan. They're all over it. Yet another comedian jumps in, mocking the way she talks, exaggerating her tone and expressions so perfectly that it becomes downright hilarious. Every word they mimic turns into a punchline, and the crowd can't stop laughing.
Hey, that's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay.
That's so kind. Did you know normal humans don't talk this way? That's so kind.
And last up, Tim Dillon wraps it with a killer prediction about Meghan's future. He jokes that, unless there's backlash, she'll probably end up hosting activist episodes, giving lectures on racial sensitivity because, of course, Meghan always finds a way to make herself the expert.
Backlash? If there was no backlash, Meghan Markle is on episode 3 of The Activist, talking about racial sensitivity training and the need to do it, or the need to get rid of horses in Central Park, or whatever pet cause that episode 3 happened to be about. Meghan Markle would be on talking about it.
It's the perfect closer, roasting her while leaving the audience laughing at just how believable that sounds. So there you have it, Tim Dillon and a lineup of savage comedians turning Meghan and Harry's royal drama into the roast of the century. From her Netflix pity parties to Diana cosplay, from Harry's Nazi blunder to their Kardashian-level circus, every punchline hit harder than the last. At this point, Meghan doesn't need a PR team. She needs a fire extinguisher because these roasts aren't stopping anytime soon. And honestly, why would they? When the drama writes itself, the jokes practically tell themselves.
Know many of them. They're insanely dumb, to where it's noticeable. Have you ever been with someone who's so dumb it's noticeable, where you look at someone else as if to be in disbelief at what this person is doing? If you had lunch with Meghan Markle, you'd be stunned at how dumb she was. Not because she...
What do you think? Will Meghan and Harry ever stop giving comedians free material? Or is this royal soap opera just getting started? Drop your thoughts in the comments, roast away if you must, and don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe now, because more brutal takedowns like this are on the way.